Welcome back to Bayelsa State, the glory of all lands. Governor Henry Seriake Dickson has proven to be a true man of the people, despite the fact that the Restoration Administration inherited a plethora of abandoned projects in Bayelsa State. The countryman governor listened to the people's cry over the lack of access roads, and he moved swiftly into action, opening up the state for easy accessibility across the 3 senatorial districts.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, you know how long the Okwa-Nimbe Road has been, as we say in this country, in the pipeline. And these days, people are becoming impatient with things that stay for too long in the pipeline. It doesn't come out of the pipeline fast enough. You know what they do to pipelines these days. Now, that road is leading to a very critical area of our state and of our country. That is the road that will lead us to Brass. Brass Island is going to be the economic nucleus, not just of our state, not just of this area, of the zone, but of this country and even of the West African sub-region. But we can't get there unless first you're able to get to Nimbe. I know that some efforts were made to try and do a road from Nimbe to Brass. But the first thing to do for any pragmatic government is to see how you get from Okwa to Nimbe first. And then the construction of the Nimbe Brass can now start from Nimbe. That's the practical way to go about it. When I looked at this situation and heard the complaints from that area, saw the suffering of that area, or the people of that area, and how on a daily basis, innocent, law-abiding people suffer the indignities and the inconveniences, and these sometimes occasional attacks on pirates and other bandits who take advantage of the creeks and the rivulets in that area. It became clear that a government that means well for our people must do something about it. And it has to be now, not tomorrow. We have a duty to support it and drive it to conclusion, because it's for the benefit of our people.
We are building a new home. The Bayelsa we knew before, it just changed. The difference now is between, like day and night. It was so bad. From here to Imbiama, we had just one road. When you are walking on that road, the grass on that side would be touching you, this one would be touching you. No road. No, we only used bicycles. And when I was going to school at Owerri, next week we are going to school, I will start to look for bicycle or ask from this man. He said, mine is bad, I can't walk, we can't use it. Then we walk from here to Igbogini, walk from Igbogini to Imbiama. There we might we cross over the river there, then we might get a bicycle to go to Ahoda. about 10 miles. To Imbiama is about 13, 15 miles. And walking is, carrying your books on the head. That was not a picnic. It is the next day that you will go to Owerri or go to Port Harcourt. We went to the boarding school, and so once a semester you have to do that. Between Igbogini and Imbiama, that was a thick forest. And that was the elephant part. And you walk sometimes, and then you see the elephant. You wait. They have the right of way. You have to, you have to wait until the road pass, then you go. Or sometimes when they are there trying to eat, you come back to Igbogini and wait, maybe till the next day before you can go by.
We were going on speed boats and then local boats. We were on local boats and speed boats under the seafarers. The lucky ones go, then we suffer for those who victims to the seafarers. Just last week too, another problem again. So this road is very good. We are waiting for the government to complete it.
That's the best of it that has happened to the Nembe man. We are really happy, we are really glad for the initiative, for the boldness, for taking a very decisive action on this very road. We are very, very happy. The Nembe man is very, very happy about it.
This government almost started from scratch. Since we had our state, we have had how many governors? The 4 governors, 4 civilian governors. We had 1 military governor, and then 3 civilian governors plus this one now, 4. And the difference is like, I don't know. So he's doing everything, building from scratch, building roads, because communication, to me, is the premium thing that we should do for every community, so that people can, from the hinterland, can bring their goods to the market, and you go home very easily. Right now, we have roads from here to Nembe. Nobody ever thought we can build roads to Nembe. Nobody ever thought we can build roads to Orua, the governor's area, Bolorua, Tororua, and all those areas. Now we have all these roads. So building of roads was the first thing, and the governor is doing a lot of road building.
Those who have 4-wheel drives are driving to Nembe. And for me, Dickson is the best governor in the world.
He knows the grassroots. And these are the sort of people who understand the people, know the task before them, and it's a carry-go situation. And does it fully.
You can begin to clearly see the difference that Dickson has made. He still has to make some more effort, but definitely within 2 years, 3 years of his government, there is a massive change.
The landscape of the state is changing. It's a wonderful performance. I also endorse him for as long as his constitution allowed for him to be in office.
God should give the governor the wisdom to craft better strategies so that this state is going to get to the next level. He has tried a lot, and my prayer is that he should have more resources so that the vision he has can be actualized to the fullest.
The unity of the state now is by the effort of the governor, the present governor, who have done a lot.
Even though work on the 3 senatorial roads are still ongoing, elders, community leaders, and residents are happy to support the Restoration Administration and welcome the inevitable change in Bayelsa State.
I have to give very big thanks to the governor and the deputy governor for what they are doing. It's something that we don't expect. It looks a bit mysterious, But by God's special grace now, we are now seeing the light, enjoying the very best part of our life. We are not lacking anything, we are just okay. Before, the children, they find it difficult to come to school. Now it's easier for them now to come to school now. We have the secondary school at Igbeta there. So both ATM and Agbakabida, they move towards Igbeta for their school. As the other good achievement for the community.
If we look into history, we all know that roads like these senatorial roads in Bayelsa State, no past governor would have done this, except for our serving president, whose tenure was short because he had a higher call to serve at the national level. It is hard to find because even in our home videos, when people go for some kind of serious missions, it takes courage and determination to go into the evil forest to bring up something for the good of the people in that community. And then that is what the governor is doing, because he has gotten that courage to think of developing a virgin land where, you know, the terrain we are into, it is difficult and very expensive to build roads. For some governors in the past, they considered some of these roads of no economic importance and decided not to undertake those kind of road construction. But this is a man who have gone into this, not only for his own local government, but constituency roads that are not of his own local government. You understand? He tells the people that this man is God sent. And we know that when these roads are completed, it will open the state, not only to the rest of Africa, but to the whole world. And the whole community, the whole state, and the whole nation will benefit from it.
The Kuriman-Sagoma road is an eye-opener because without no road, there is no development. And it is necessary for us to get this road. And we are happy that the road has passed through Sagoma to Kuriman road. That will bring a development, that will bring understanding, that will bring a peace to the communities. And that will make our children to have sense of belonging. And because when there was no road, they cannot travel to anywhere. And now the road has come, that the children can travel to other communities and get sense of understanding, interacting with people. By interacting with the villagers, community, that will bring development, that will bring understanding.
The predictions are in. Informed by the recent boost in trade interest in Bayelsa State, Governor Henry Seriake Dickson's restoration agenda has already succeeded in proving what good road networks can do to the economy of a glorious Bayelsa. Farmers and agro-allied businesses can now easily transport their products through Bayelsa State. Investors and tourists alike will going forward be better able to navigate the entire state like never before and enjoy all the natural resources available only in Bayelsa State. So what does this mean for Bayelsans?
A big change. Companies will come. See, trade ventures everywhere. All these areas will establish, even from here to Brass. Brass own is even the worst, this Siparis own. But if road is completed here and continue to Brass, we will be very much happy. We will increase. Our lifestyle will change. Bayelsa State will change.
In time past, we have been going to Port Harcourt to buy things, but when this road was not there, now that that road is coming in, we won't go to Port Harcourt again. People will be bringing their goods and every other thing into Nembe for us to buy it in a lesser price, in affordable price.
By successfully linking the 3 senatorial roads for the first time in Bayelsa's history, the record-breaking, history-making Governor Henry Seriake Dickson will firmly put Bayelsa on the global industrial map.
The governor, like I always say, is like a blind man who tells you, I want to stone you. Before he says, I want to stone you, the stone is already in his hand. If the governor tells you this is what I want to do, he already has the capacity to do it, and he knows he's going to do it. That is why in some areas, and in fact in most palaces, they refer to him as the Atoknadu governor, because whatever he says he will do, that he will do, with the support of grace, by the grace of God, and the support the political class and the traditional institutions, and the church has been given to him because the church continues to pray for us and pray for him and pray for the government every day. And you know, one with God is always in majority.
As I speak with you, you can jump into your Jeep or your Hilux and you drive to Nimbe, no longer by road, also by sea or by river. So you can access that. So our plan now is how when we open up these areas on the development and the roads are there, you cannot do transportation, you cannot communicate without good road network. So when we got a good road network, we can now have the free trade zone again.
We know Rome was not built in a day. Now Rome is even too far. They say Dubai was not built in a day. We want Bayelsa to be the next Dubai of Africa.
Those who have four-wheel drives are driving to Nimbe. And for me, Dickson is the best governor in the world.
He knows the grassroots. And these are the sort of people who understand the people, know the task before them, and it's a carry-go situation. And does it fully.
You can begin to clearly see the difference that Dickson has made. He still has to make some more effort, but definitely within 2 years, 3 years of his government, there is a massive change.
The landscape of the state is changing. It's a wonderful performance. I also endorse him for as long as his constitution allowed for him to be in office.
God should give the governor the wisdom to craft better strategies so that this state is going to get to the next level. He has tried a lot, and my prayer is that he should have more resources so that the vision he has can be actualized to the fullest.
The unity of the state now is by the effort of the governor, the present governor, who have done a lot.
Since we decided we're going to go down the route of industrialization, the next question is what areas are we going to focus on? So we said, okay, let's take the ones we have some comparative advantage, oil and gas. So we're saying around oil and gas, let's look at secondary industries that we can create around oil and gas.
Now, all the oil installations that are there, we will turn them into a tourist attraction, because there are some people who have not even seen a flow station, a gas gathering plant, all this, even drilling taking place, they've not seen it. So we want to turn all those oil facilities that are there as part of the tourist attraction that will remain there. Now, the River Non is a very beautiful sight to behold. And then there's also a beach towards the Fangbe end of the island. And so that beach area, we're also going to lash up to an opportunity is created so that we can make it to be like the Miami Beach, another tourist beach that you see in other parts of the world, like the one we saw in Brazil, the World Cup.
As we come towards the end of this week's episode, a reminder of how far determination has brought Governor Henry Seriake Dickson's administration.
Now, I want to tell you briefly about the constraints throughout the whole world. And I know that a number of you are aware that it costs more to construct a road here. In fact, the money you spend constructing 1 kilometer of road here in Bayelsa, you can use it to construct 15-20 kilometers elsewhere because of the very challenging nature of our terrain. And even in all the states of the Niger Delta, what the definition of Niger Delta is very uncertain. But I can safely say this state is more riverine than river state, and it's also more deltaic than delta state. This state is the lowest point in this country. The whole of this state is below sea level. So, for example, the road that I want to construct now to Nimbe, to Brass from Nimbe, you all heard of the proposed Brass LNG. I want to take a road there. There's been no road there at all. There's been no road to a place called Ake, where we are proposing to have a deep sea port. The cost of the road from Nimbe to Brass is about 95 billion naira. And it's a road of about 35 to 40 kilometers. Because it's a bridge, you're just calling it a road. It's a bridge. like 10 million bridge. The cost of the road from Ekemo to Ake. I've sent 3 different companies to do development quantities, and the cheapest gentleman is 120 billion naira. And that is a 45.9 kilometer road. Now, that is the level, that is the magnitude of challenge that this state faces. And this state also shares with all of our neighboring states. They also have the same challenge, but not as much as Bayelsa, because in some of these states they have so-called upland local government areas. But here the whole of Bayelsa, rivers and delta join together, as I said.
Governor Henry Seriake Dickson's commitment to forging a glorious future for Bayelsa State is already reaping profound dividends for the people in Bayelsa today.
In fact, 2 or 3 years ago, you wouldn't have been thinking of going by road in any way. You would have been thinking of only going by water transport. But today, I think exactly about a year ago, you can now drive, even though it's not completely tarred, but on a road that is sand-filled, you can now travel by the 4-wheel vehicle. Yenagoa metropolis is becoming like a city and not the glorified village that it was, even as late as 2-3 years back. You can see a road network leading to the first flyover in the city, and this is something that I think that most of the younger ones will live to see as being something unique. I think that this is one thing that we are proud of. And if the city is developed in this manner, we do not see how anybody will say anything about this government. Restoration is really working, and it will work.
I see a great future, a state that is not only going to continue to enjoy from prudent management by the government, but a state that is preparing itself for a post-oil and gas era.
Testament from one of the founding fathers of Bayelsa State that in Governor Henry Seriake Dickson, the dream of a new Ijaw nation is in the hands of a true gatekeeper. For more information on Bayelsa State, make sure you join us next week as we venture into Governor Henry Seriake Dickson's exciting investment in the people of Ijaw Nation through education.